The story of the Parshat Meraglim, which occupies a major portion of this week's Torah reading, is a very perplexing one. From our Parsha, we could infer that, so to speak, God was the initiator of the process. Vaydavar Hashem al Moshe lemor, b'char lonu anoshim. So God tells Moshe that you should choose the people and that they should tour the land of Israel, spy out what the problems are, and report back to us. The Meforshim are very troubled by this, because it looks like the Lord is setting up an entrapment. I mean, Kaviyochel, the Ribbono Shel Olam knows what the result there is going to be. So if he said that they should, Moshe should initiate the project, and that he's the one that should send the Meraglim, so he's setting up this whole disaster that's about to unfold. So why did he have to do it this way? If he didn't want this generation to come to Eretz Yisrael, so he could have arranged it differently. And if he would not have done it, they would not have been entrapped. And maybe they would have gone to Eretz Yisrael. So it's a perplexing thing. So therefore the Meforshim say that we have to look at what it says in Chumash Dvorim regarding this incident. There Moshe reviews everything that happened to the Jewish people in the desert. And there Moshe tells a different story completely. V'atikruvun elai kulchem. Not God, not Moshe's idea. All of you came to me, and they said to me, you said to me, let's send spies. We're on the verge of going to Eretz Yisrael. We can't enter a country and wouldn't conquer it without prior intelligence to know. So we should send people, and they'll come and report to us. So Kaviyochel, the Ribbono Shel Olam, is not involved here at all. And Moshe is not the initiator either, because of the fact that the Jewish people, were the ones that came and said, B'char lonu anoshim, let's choose and send people. The Meforshim imply that. Rashi implies it already in this week's Parsha. It says shlach lecho. So the word lecho is out of place here. It should be shlach anoshim. What's lecho for you? So Rashi already points out, Eineni mitzav oscha. I'm not telling you what to do. Heaven is neutral here. You want to send, send. You don't want to send, don't send. So heaven is not the initiator here. The initiator is Moshe, so to speak. And from Chumash Dvorim we see that the initiator was Klal Yisrael. So they came to him. And the Meforshim seem to lay a great deal of the blame upon Moshe. Because later on in Parshas Chukas, when Moshe strikes the rock instead of speaking to it, so Yan lo hamantem bi lahagdisheni, because you didn't believe me, lahagdisheni, to sanctify me, so you're not going there to Israel either. All the Meforshim remarked that it seems that the punishment doesn't quite fit the crime. They hit the rock instead of speaking to the rock, All the Meforshim have difficulty to understand here. But one of the pshatim that is said, especially the Ksava Kabbalah and others, is that this is a continuation of the Meraglim. The Yan Lo Emantem Bi is not just now. I told you to talk to the rock and you hit the rock. Yan Lo Emantem Bi, you didn't believe me when you sent the Meraglim. Because Eineni Mitzav Lecho, I didn't tell you to send the Meraglim. I told you this is Eretz Tova Rechova. This is a wonderful land. I told you this is the land of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. I told you this is the land that I swore that I would give to the Jewish people. And you're sending spies. You don't believe me. It's not enough for you that I said it. So there is already the Yan Lo Emantem Bi. There already you didn't believe me. And now, therefore, the punishment does fit the crime, because the punishment is on Eretz Yisrael. Lo Emantem Bi is not only to hit the rock and not speak to it. You didn't believe me by the Meraglim. You chose to send. I didn't tell you to go. And that's reflected in Moshe's repetition of the story in Chumash Dvorim, as I pointed out to you. So then the Meforshim also deals, so then why did Moshe do it? Moshe certainly had no doubt regarding Eretz Yisrael. So then why did he do it? Why did he just say to Klal Yisrael, listen, it's nonsense. We don't have to send anybody. Moshe said before, by Yam Suf, Hashem yilochem lachem v'atem tachrishu. The Rebbeinu Shalom is going to take care of us. He took care of us. He took us out of Egypt. He sustained us for 40 years in the desert. We defeated Sichon and Og. He'll take care of us. We don't have to send anybody. We don't need reports. We have a report. The report is Eretz Zovas Cholav V'Dvosh. So then why did Moshe do this? The Netziv and others all explore it because there are lessons here. But one of the lessons is that a leader always wants to be popular with the people, no matter what. I don't want to go openly against the will of the people. The people come and say, we want to send spies. Moshe figures it's going to be good. I know it's Eretz Zovas Cholav V'Dvosh. I know the country is wonderful. I'm picking the best people. That's why it says, Moshe, B'char Lonu Anoshim, you choose the people. So he took people whom we could trust. Kulam Anoshim, Moshe B'nai Yisrael Hema. They were the best people he could find. They were members of his party. So he has no doubts that the result will be good. And not only when they come back and they'll have a good report, so then everybody will be happy. He will have done the will of the people. Then they're going to go with Eretz Yisrael anyway. What Moshe did not reckon with is that the people had made up their minds beforehand. We saw that in last week's parsha, in Baloscha yet. That they didn't want to go to Eretz Yisrael. The whole complaint about the food.
The time now is 20 o'clock.
This was the waste to Eretz Yisrael.
No, that's a miracle. That's a Hambalanes. So They didn't want to go to Eretz Yisrael. They said, Zacharnu Sadogo Shenochel Mitzrayim Chinom. The Mitzrayim was great, but we're not going anywhere. We don't want all of this. And they said, no Rosh, no Shuva Mitzrayim. We don't want to go to Eretz Yisrael. We want to go back, want to go to San Diego. So they were preset. That was their mindset from the beginning. Moshe somehow didn't recognize that in them. And that even the people that he chose, the Medrash says, part of the reason they gave a negative report is because they knew that when they come there to Israel, they would lose their jobs. They wouldn't be any more than the Nesiim. It would be a new, right? We'd have elections. Be the leaders anymore. Very hard to give up power. Very hard to, be pushed out. And they certainly would not be the right people for Eretz Yisrael. The people who were the right people in the Midbar, it's a new generation, new circumstances, different people. So therefore, they also were preset in their minds that it's not going to be good. And we know very, very well that when people are preset in their minds, facts don't change their mind. I remember the senior partner in the law firm that I worked at when I first started out many, many years ago. He had a sign on his desk that said, "Don't confuse me with the facts, my mind is made up." And there's a great deal of truth to that. Your mind is made up. And we see it, you see it played out in political life, in family life, in social life, in the Jewish community. My mind is made up. I hate Haredim, I love Haredim. My mind is made up. So what are you going to tell me? Facts. The facts don't make a difference. And in that miscalculation lies the tragedy of the Meraglim. And lies Moshe's tragedy also. Because as I mentioned before, the Yam Lo Ha'amantem Bi is not only on what happened in Parshas Chukas, it already is on what happened here in Parshas Shlach regarding the sending of the Meraglim. So there are lessons in all of this for us as well. The Torah speaks to all of us in our time, in our situations, and we should allow ourselves to be influenced by the facts and not by our preset thoughts, because maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's not right.